Good day to everyone out there. Let me set this up properly. I think that'll work. No, it won't work. Oh, I'll hold the camera again. Sorry, everybody. Just trying to make sure I set things up just right. Thought I'd try a little bit of a different angle here, and hope everyone's having a nice day out there. This is a video. I am live streaming, so if anyone joins us, I'll be happy to answer any Q&A questions or anything else like that. I did get a couple Q&A questions from around the world, just as it goes. So I might as well get to those first, and then I'll review this 4 film favorites from Steven Seagal. Looking to get Out for Justice. For whatever reason, I thought I owned it, but I don't. I'm really into John Flynn's movies lately, obviously through Rolling Thunder and some other of his great achievements in the work of film. Thank you very much. I'm going to address 2 of these questions here. We got Robert M. from Mendocino, California. Thank you very much. Robert is, I hope he doesn't mind sharing, just got out of rehab. And we're been talking about movies and a lot of my work in television and things like that. And he asked me a question because I guess he just got his own home media system, and he wants to know some good films to get. So he says, what are some underrated directors that you enjoy or that you recommend? I really appreciate that question. Thank you. John Flynn. I just mentioned him. He's the director of Out for Justice, and he's director of Rolling Thunder. Both of those movies, they have some similarities, but Rolling Thunder is obviously a little bit more of a I don't know. Once you see it, you'll say, I've never had an experience like that. Where Out for Justice is a little more routine, I guess you could say. So John Flynn for sure. He's underrated. Um, it kind of sounds a little odd to say that John Schlesinger is underrated, given that he, I think, directed Midnight Cowboy. But John Schlesinger, in my opinion, is highly underrated. I think the thriller Pacific Heights showed how he could do something very generic or very of a genre. And then you got, I believe he made Day of the Locust. So go ahead and look up Day of the Locust sometime. If it interests you, watch it. If it doesn't interest you, watch it as well. Because I didn't know what I was watching when I checked it out, but I can't forget elements of that movie. I swear it's a really powerful story. It's where the word or the name Homer Simpson comes from. So if you've ever seen The Simpsons, Homer Simpson's name comes from a character that Donald Sutherland plays in Day of the Locust. Um, so those are 2 that I think are very underrated. I'm not really in touch with him on a daily basis, but there's a really good filmmaker. He made a lot of on video, shot on video horror in the 80s, and a lot of his stuff's transferred to Blu-ray and DVD now. His name's Chester Turner, and he works out of the Chicago area. He made one called Tales from the Quaded Zone. I believe I've mentioned that before. It's quietly one of my favorite horror movies ever made. Very interesting concepts at play in that film. I mean, Barbet Schroeder is, I love Kiss of Death, but all his other filmography, admittedly, is not as good. Jonathan Demme, perhaps the most underrated of all time. Everyone always points to Silence of the Lambs, but if you look at all of his films, have a definite redeeming qualities, let's just say. And I think nowadays Mike Nichols is a little more underrated as he's passed away now. So he's probably one of the top directors of all time, but still, I think he's still kind of underrated, as hard as that is to believe. So I would check out every one of his movies, even if they don't appeal to you. They definitely have some value to them. And definition of an underrated director is Jerry Schatzberg. Go ahead and look up the movies of Jerry Schatzberg. There are a large variety of them. I believe he made Scarecrow. I believe he made No Small Affair. believe he made Digstown. I have to check that to be sure. But just with those three, they're accomplishing quite a lot of different tasks. And look at baby here. She likes that one too. Yeah. And I got the sweetest little helper here. She loves movies. She loves spending time with the King Canono. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 That's a good puppy. That's a good puppy. Thank you. All right. I wish she could be in the shop. Oh, look how sweet she is. Let's see if I can set this up right. Oh, go in the back. Go right there. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. She loves to be on the camera. She loves to be admired. She good dog. Oh, there you are. Your head's kind of in the shot. Let's see. I can't put you in the shot, baby. Where are you gonna be? Be right here. Yeah. No. Okay. Showing the whole room now. Well, anyway, I really appreciate the question, Robert. I hope I gave you some directors that you enjoy. Stacy in New Jersey doesn't say the city. I've never actually talked to Stacy before either. So thank you so much, Stacy. What are some of your favorite animated movies? Well, I don't see all the modern animated movies all that much, especially the ones that like I don't know. They try to skew towards adults. They try to skew towards children. I guess of that genre I've seen Lego Movie 1. Haven't seen any of the others. Not looking forward to ever really seeing them. Wreck-It Ralph Break the Internet or whatever. I didn't enjoy the elements or the parts of that movie I saw. Looking forward to seeing the How to Train Your Dragon movies. My favorite animated of all time is animated movie of all time is Robin Hood. Disney's Robin Hood. Very much a fan of that movie. I had it on video for years. One time the video got taped over. I didn't have it. And then I bought the Blu-ray not all that long ago. It actually has deleted scenes that I've never even watched. So, I mean, that's how much of a fan of it. I love the movie as it is. I find it to be almost perfect. And I look forward to watching it again. And Disney's doing all these live action remakes. There's too many damn Robin Hoods, but obviously the story and the execution of how they do it in the animated with the songs and with everything, I wouldn't mind seeing carry over to live action if they're going to do it without making many changes because I feel that it's beautiful. I would love to see a bear playing Little John. I would love to see whatever that thing is playing Friar Tuck. I would love to see, so that's what I'm talking about when I say a live action remake. Have a bunch of foxes running around playing Robin Hood and Maid Marian. I like to have a tiger or whatever play the king. So anyway, that's my answer for that question. The snake for the advisor and all that. I think it would be quite entertaining. I don't know. I really liked Shrek 2 when I saw it. Like I said, I don't go to all these many animated movies, so that's one that I guess is kind of for kids and for adults that I actually did enjoy. And I did actually see in the theater. That's it. Thank you so much for your question, Stacy. Without any further ado, I hope everyone's getting ready for a good Shabbat out there. And might tell you about these 4 movies. Now, there are about a lot of other Steven Seagal movies I really enjoy. I'd never really seen The Glimmer Man until either I got it on thing or I seen it on cable once. So let's go ahead and review The Glimmer Man first. Glimmer Man was the least profitable of these movies. Directed by John Gray, partnership with Julius Nasso and Kevin and Steven Seagal, written by Kevin Brubin. And this movie also stars Brian Cox and Stephen Tobolowsky, and of course it stars Bob Gunton. Bob Gunton's the mayor in Shawshank. He plays a pretty effective character in this. Parts of it are actually filmed at a famous a mansion in the Los Feliz area. I remember visiting that before and thinking, oh, it feels like I've been here before. It's been in all sorts of different movies before. So basically, The Glimmer Man is about them trying to piece together these clues to track the serial killer. If I don't remember, to paraphrase the plot. You got a buddy cop dynamic working with Keenan and with Steven. And I don't know if they're friends now. I don't know if they were friends then. I don't really care. I think that it comes across just well enough as a buddy cop movie to say that it's good. Do they come off like, hey, I can't wait to spend every scene together? Oh, I can't wait. Nah, but that's not how the movie is anyway. So I think if you ever see, oh, yeah, they look like they're taking a paycheck type thing. I mean, yeah, but also they're doing their job. And that's something that as his career has gone on, Steven Seagal, I haven't seen all those many movies, but I hear that he just phones it in as much. Look forward to actually doing a Seagal-a-thon like Rambo Rap sometime, but I don't have all those movies and the content to review just yet. I do have the content for these four, and I recommend The Glimmer Man. I think Bob Gunton does a good performance. I think Steve Tobolowsky does a good performance. In my conversations with Stephen Tobolowsky, we discuss a lot of his movies, and he's got some interesting things to say. I mean, I'm sure if you Google Stephen Tobolowsky Glimmer Man, he'll say the scene about what, his own demise and how Stephen was hard to get along with in it. But just talking to me one on one, he enjoyed working with the whole process of being in this action movie. It cost about $55 million, I think, probably to pay everyone and everything like that, because there ain't no effects really on the screen, and I only made about 20. So that's not necessarily a hit at all. That's actually a flop. So I think his deal with Warner Brothers took a hit after that, and I don't know where Exit Wounds, if that's one with him, I don't know where that one went. But anyway, I don't know what studio that was with. So anyway, that's that. Now, his first big budget action movie, in fact, I don't think he made another one prior to that. Probably he's just doing stunt work before that, is Above the Law. Now, here's Above the Law. I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't, go ahead and check it out. Pam Grier gets second billing. Most people don't really even talk about that. Everyone always said, oh, yeah, she came back with Jackie Brown. She was around still, Sharon Stone plays his wife, and Andrew Davis directs it. Andrew Davis would they go on to direct Under Siege and The Fugitive, and he made also he was the director for Running Man at first, then got let go, but he was the director of that Chuck Norris one where Silent Rage, I believe. I believe Andrew Davis directed Silent Rage. No, maybe I'm wrong. He directed the one that takes place in Chicago and has Chuck Norris in it. Code of Silence? Yeah, Code of Silence. I'm not sure about the other one, but he directed Code of Silence, I'm pretty sure. And that got him a lot of attention, even from mainstream critics such as Siskel and Ebert. Above the Law is a really good action movie. He's kind of doing the same kind of thing as in Out for Justice. If you see that movie, it has a lot of similarities. He's basically trying to avenge and get the criminal enterprises stopping from fucking with the different families and religious people in the area. It's been a minute since I've seen it all, but I highly recommend Above the Law. It was the first of his movies I've seen. I saw it in theaters as a kid. I think you'll really enjoy Above the Law. Next, we have Under Siege. And what can you say about Under Siege, man? This is Andrew Davis. Very great work by him. Tommy Lee Jones and Gary Busey. Very fun performances. Very good in the characters they are. I like the actress Erica Eleniak. I like her performance in this. I find that it's a very well-produced movie. Arnon Milchan, actually, if you ever see Arnon Milchan's name, it usually means it's a sign of quality. Peter McGregor Scott, one of my favorite people in the film industry of all time. God bless him, rest in peace. Peter McGregor Scott was a fantastic producer. He produced and helped produce Under Siege. He helped produce The Fugitive with Andrew Davis. He helped produce some movies that people don't like, such as Batman and Robin, and I believe Batman Forever. But regardless, man, that boy can get it done, and he was a great person to talk to, a great knowledgeable person about the movie industry and what he was doing at all times. So I highly recommend Under Siege. Under Siege is that you know how they hire different entertainments to be on a submarine or aircraft carrier. Well, the entertainments that they hire, this rock group is actually trying to take over the whole boat, and they're very successful in doing so. They even store the cook in the freezer. Cook gets out of the freezer. Guess who the cook is? The cook is Under Siege star Steven Seagal, and he slowly starts to wreck shop across the entire boat until he's avenged. Very fast-paced movie, very funny movie, very clever movie. Takes Die Hard concept and puts it on a boat, and then people would take that concept and put it on a plane. They would put it on a train. They would da 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 da. Under Siege 1, I like a lot. Under Siege 2, I did not like when I saw it in theaters, but it's really grown on me. It's actually one of my favorite movies that Steven Seagal's made. So I think I like Under Siege 1 and Under Siege 2. I don't really know if I could rank them, but most people don't like Under Siege 2. In fact, it didn't make much money. But that's a shame because I really do enjoy it. But obviously, there's something that's not in Under Siege 2 as far as the humor and the. I mean, I feel it is, but it's just not the same as Under Siege 1. Otherwise, people would say, "Oh yeah, it's great. Under Siege 2 is better than Under Siege 1." There's just something a little bit missing. But I find what it misses, I like from the performances of Brenda Backey, I believe that's her name, and also, of course, Eric Bogosian. Um, and that is the story for that movie. I've worked under Eric Bogosian and some of his plays and different things that he's done in the past. So, I mean, I think his performance is campy and all that, but also really good villainous performance. Morris Chestnut does an effective job in this film. I believe that's his name. Oh, in Under Siege 2. Sorry, I'm already reviewing Under Siege 2. I like that movie so much. So go ahead and check out Under Siege 1. I think the editing is a real strength of that. Robert Ferretti. I've seen his name on other films too. Can't think of any right now, but I find him to be a pretty effective at his job. Written by a guy named J.F. Lawton. Never seen his credits all that much. And finally, it's one of my favorite Steven Seagal movies. It's called Fire Down Below. Now, most people would say this is the one that like kind of stopped his career almost, but I love it, and it has Mark Helgenberger in a very effective role, and Stephen Lang, and that's the strength of the movie, in my opinion. I really like the Stephen Lang, Mark Helgenberger, uh, Steven Seagal relationship in that film, and Harry Dean Stanton. I find to be very effective in that film. And Chris Christopherson, pretty effective. Um, it's basically a lot was cut out of it. I think in the credit sequence, you can see parts that were cut out. He's always avenging someone. So he's avenging someone that was his partner or he worked with that died investigating some stuff down in Kentucky, I do believe. So you get this great ambiance of being in Kentucky in this, backwoods type area where he doesn't really fit in, and he's trying to pass off that he's a handyman, and some people are buying it and some people aren't buying it. And overall, it's just a rollicking good time of a movie. A lot of fisticuffs, not really a lot of shooting. And I highly recommend Fire Down Below. Some really beautiful scenery in it as well. Come here. Come here. You're involved. And so Fire Down Below is a movie I'm looking forward to checking out. Now, the only thing is about this 4-pack, it's got 0 special features. I'm just checking to make sure. Yeah, each one contains the trailer and the main feature only. And you sadly got to flip over the discs. You got to, take some maintenance to make sure you're going to watch all 4. So you got to put one in, flip it over, put one in, flip it over. But it is a good 4-movie marathon if you ever want to check out Under Siege, Glimmerman, Above the Law, Fire Down Below, or any of his other movies such as Hard to Kill, Under Siege 2, etc. I am still very much enjoy his work, and I hope to see more of his work in the mainstream. I don't know what's going on with him lately, but I'm sure there are some good movies through all this rough patch that he's been through, and I look forward to seeing them. And I hope everyone is having a good day out there. Those have been 4 movies, brief, I guess, of The Glimmerman, Above the Law, Fire Down Below, and Under Siege. That's all for now. Bye for now. Dude, you're trolling, dude.